hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess. Shout out to the sponsor of this video, which is my patrons. They voted on this video idea, so sorry that it took me a while to get to it, but I am reacting to people's bookish pet peeves. That can be about books, like how they're made, things that happen in books, ways people talk about books on the internet, anything book adjacent in the bookish community. I had people send them to me on Instagram, or I did one of those question things. And so I've looked through some of them, not all of them. I'm probably not gonna share all of them. I'm sure there's some that repeat, and some of them apply to things that I do. So, you know, this is all for fun. Don't get all in your feelings, but it depends on when I'm editing this, if you'll see the little thing or not, like the actual little response box, because I feel like, is there an easier way than individually screenshotting everyone to share those? I'm not putting anyone's name or anything out there. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it, because I have many, and ones that I like agree with, I will, you know, probably expand on that, so on and so forth. All right, so permanent stickers on books. I think we all, I mean, there probably is like a small percentage of people who don't care about stickers on books, but permanent ones like the Reese's book club or whatever, the book club ones tend to be permanent, which is so rude. Or even like the award stickers. I'm like, okay, I'm happy I won an award, but you don't need to have it on there. So I feel like we're all there. We agree with that one. Special editions being larger than the normal books. Interesting. I never thought of that. That is a good point. I'm trying to think of any, if I have that will fit that. I never thought of that one. And of course, if you like agree with any of these, or you have any ones that I don't mention, feel free to leave them in the comments. Then I have lying because you got the book for free. I'm assuming they mean like, you know, with reviewing it. Whew. You know, that's never a good look. Never a good look. People who police other people's reading. Book Twitter is toxic. We don't really need to say more about that. Yeah, no. People who recommend the most popular books, like the person on Booksta hasn't read it. I mean, obviously the most popular books are popular for a reason, right? Like everyone reads them, but it's when, to me, it annoys me when someone's like, especially I see this on Twitter, for underrated or underhyped books you think deserve more attention that people haven't heard of. And then they're like, The Cruel Prince. And did you not read the prompt? It said underhyped, books people haven't heard of, books that deserve more praise. And they're like, oh, yeah, ACOTAR. Okay, one more attempt. Books that many people haven't heard of. Ooh, Six of Crows. Literally, that is so annoying to me. Blurting out spoilers just because a book is old. Yes! Look, anytime someone starts to talk about certain books that it could have been around for 100 years, I'm like, no, I'm not listening, okay? Because maybe I was gonna read that book next month and you just tried to ruin it. Spoilers are rude. If the book came out last week, or if it came out 5 years ago, I think book spoilers are rude. Let's see. Hope I don't break my book buying ban. I have been this person. I don't think I've tried to put myself on a book buying ban since I don't know what, because I never made it. Never. I've had moments where I've been more selective with my purchasing, or purchase less, but like a book buying ban, especially when they're super long and people are like, I'm going on a book buying ban for 6 months. Are you though? Like, do you just say that to make yourself feel better? But I mean, it doesn't bother me, but I always cackle when people are like, in January, they're like, I'm on a book buying ban, and then they're like, January book haul, but I'm like, I'm gonna watch it though. Ooh, I know a lot of people don't like deckled edges. I like deckled edges. Why don't I have any of these examples right here? I like deckled edges. It gives the book like a vintage feel to me, an old vibe. But I know a lot of people don't like those. Book completionist. Yeah. Me more, I can more understand someone finishing a book. It's when you have to finish a series and you don't like it. I'm like, if you don't like the series, but you're gonna force yourself to finish it, you're putting yourself through some things. Why would you do that to yourselves? Be free. I loved it. 2 stars. Do people do that? How do you love a book that's 2 stars? I will say that I've seen people be like, oh my God, I gave this book 4 stars, which to me, 4 stars is high praise. And they're like, it was fine. I didn't really like this. I didn't like this. And I'm like, but you gave it 4 stars though. Like, what are those stars for? Now, I have not seen people do, I loved it 2 stars. That is freaking weird. Then they said, because it's a novella or romance or children's book, so it's not as good. Now, that's whack. That's whack. But I loved it 2 stars. If I see somebody out here doing that, I mean, I'm not going to do nothing, but I'm going to be silently judging you. Non-fantasy readers saying fantasy isn't real literature. Psh, absolute garbage. And I feel like this is a perfect segue. The same convo a million times, which I feel like that one comes up a lot. So let's see. Fantasy isn't real literature. Romance isn't real literature. What else? Book consumerism. Pirating books. Audiobooks aren't real books. What am I missing? What other continuous cyclical topic do we continue to talk about in the book community that's like never resolved? It just like, we'll go to bed, like someone will put it to rest and it'll come back up. Those are some of the top ones, but if you can think of any, let me know. But oh my God, I swear it's a group of people who are like, haha, the timeline is quiet. Somebody talk about consumerism. You start it up. And in 2 weeks, you talk about pirating books. And then in 1 month, you talk about romance isn't a real genre. And it just keeps going in circles. And people engage with it every time. Every time. The price of a single Tor novella. Let's look and see how much that is. Because the only novella I've like bought, Ring Shout. Is this by Tor? Is this Tor.com? And it was, okay, so the inside says $19.99. I think it might have been like $15 or $16, but it is like, so if I pay the same price for this as I do for this, now I want both Fonda and P. Jelly Clark to get all their coins. Do not get me wrong, but it's just like, obviously this is Orbit, but it's like, this has way more pages than this. Like, what are we doing? That's why, like, yeah, I don't think I own many other novellas because, well, one, I love that one. That one's perfection. But yeah, the cost. And especially if it's like a novella series, like I will never buy The Wayward Children or Murderbot. No, because those have so many books and they cost the same as a full-length novel. Sure, come on, help us out. Help us out. Monthly wrap-ups being about the number of books. I mean, I know that in mine, sometimes I will say the number, but that's like not the most important. So I could see that. People who make monthly TBRs are stressed about meeting them every single month. Stop. That's why occasionally I just feel in the mood to like, these are things I'm thinking about reading and I'll make a kind of moody TBR. Probably won't finish them all. But yeah, it's like, no, it's on my TBR. And it's like, you made this rule up for yourself so you can relax. If you don't read them all, it's totally fine. But yeah, I couldn't do it because I'm such a mood reader, but I do see people do that. And I'm like, you're stressing. There's so many other things to stress out about. This is not one of them. Like, wasn't there a chicken nugget shortage? No, that's something to stress out about. Not reading all the books in your TBR, not something to stress out about. People who shit on a book without even reading it. Are they talking to me directly? Yeah, I mean, okay. Is it fair? No. But, you know, I do make assumptions on books that I haven't read. I am who I am. Oh, well. Multiple people have said mid-series cover changes. Seriously. It's like, y'all don't know us at all. Why? like, if you're gonna change them, at least have the whole series released in one, and then you're like, oh, 5-year anniversary or something, or new updated cover. So you have the option, but do not put out books 1 and 2. I'm looking at you, Ember Quartet. And then you change it. So then it's like, you have the first 2, you either get the second 2 in the new covers, and then your series look a mess because they don't match. Or you have to go rebuy the first 2 and then buy the second 2. It's very rude. I get it. There's people out there who do not care if their books match. Love that for them. Could never be me. I think this is one on here too, and I'll just go ahead and say I hate height differences. I got the 5th season when I was in London. Then I finally read it. Ordered the next 2, totally forgot about it, but these are US editions. So they're taller and they're like wider, whatever. Why? It's the same book. It's the same edition, same art. But the height differences kill me. I just do not understand. Like, I have so many books on my shelf that are just like small height differences. Like, both paperbacks, just slightly, trying to line them up, just slightly taller. So I just have all these like, why can't there just be a trade paperback size, or at least, okay, we're struggling here. Okay, at least have like a standard trade paperback size, and then whatever, there's mass market, and then a big floppy. At least just have 3, but there's so many in between all of those sizes. Like, there's that weird new like pocket one that's like taller than a mass market paperback, but like, oh, why? It's so frustrating. Like, why is this like, this is like a UK short paperback, but then here's a US standard hardcover, but like, look at the height difference. Why? I'm sorry. It just makes me so mad. There's just so many heights. I don't get it. Okay. Let me calm down. People who DNF a book but still give it a star rating on Goodreads. There are some people who do that. That is fine. It's fine, you know? I don't, but people who read books they know they'll hate just for views. When people review books by describing how close or not they are to Sally Rooney, who do that? Who does that? Who does that? Celebrities not giving props to their ghost writers, aka the real author. That part. Book hauls where they don't know anything about the book. Some okay, but all consumerism. Sometimes the book is just pretty, okay? It's fine. Sometimes the book is just pretty, okay? Gosh. Or like me, I don't look into the synopsis about books that much, so sometimes I'm like, I heard this one word and it was pretty. So sue me, I guess. This says, when some people must post every day, even if they don't have anything to say. Like, I get it, the algorithm sucks, but so does posting. Question of the day, what are you currently reading? Every 3rd day. Look, I shout out to everyone who posts every day or multiple times a day on any social media platform. I could never. I've been trying to do it with TikTok and I can't even do that, and they're like 8-second videos. But yeah, the effort, I just don't have it. I don't understand the algorithm. I just know it's trash. So I know people are trying to beat it, but yeah, it's hard to post every day and have like something genuine to talk about. So, but I will be honest, I barely look at photos on Instagram anymore. Like, sometimes I scroll. I mainly watch stories, so whoop. People taking fiction books too serious. I mean, you know, they are fiction, so not real. When everyone's entitled. Let's see. When social media says 3 stars is a bad review, so true. The 5-star rating scale is already just so limited. 3 stars is solidly in the middle. That's a solid book, average, whatever. And everyone's rating scales are so different. Like I said before, I've seen people rate a book 4 stars and been like, it was good. Like, I kind of liked it. And I'm like, kind of like it. That's like a 3-star or lower for me. But yeah, 3 stars is not a bad review. I don't know where that got started. Let's see. People who complain about negative reviews. I like being a hater. Yes! Let's talk about it. Okay? I have my player haters degree, a PhD. It is fine. Like, okay. It is fine if you personally do not like to do negative reviews about books you didn't like, or rants. That is fine, but please don't look down your nose at other people who want to give that content, who want to give their opinion. Because personally, me, before I read a book, or as I'm reading a book, it depends. If I want to know more about it, especially if it's very popular, I look at 3-star ratings, so I can get a little bit of the good and the bad, and then lower, because 4 and 5 stars are usually just gushing, right? They can rarely point out critical things that they didn't like, and that's fine, but I'm just saying. And then sometimes when I read a book, I'm like, wait, everyone loved it, and I can find no dissenting opinion, I'm always like, what the hell? Like when I was looking for Project Hail Mary, there was like one person who had any critique of it. Everybody else is like, best science fiction book of the year. And I'm like, no one even has like one, less than perfect opinion of it. So if you don't want to make that content, that is fine. But don't look down at people who do. It gets so annoying. Like, I'm only like, and I know even people I like do this. I'm gonna say like, I only say positive. Like, just because I'm going on a rant, it's fun for me though. Like, I don't know, but I agree. Okay, I agree. People who gatekeep, like you're not a real fantasy reader because you haven't read Lord of the Rings. True. I agree with that. Just like you can be a sci-fi fan if you haven't read Dune. I haven't finished reading Lord of the Rings. I only read The Hobbit and Fellowship of the Ring. I love the movies though, and I'm a fantasy fan. Okay, it does not matter. You don't have to slog through those old, slow, dry ass books to be a lover of a certain genre. Cause I said so. Chunky fantasies and mass market paperback. Absolutely. Ass. Hate it. I can't do mass market. I hate it so much. Bible thin pages. Hate that. If I'm reading a book that's 900, whatever, 700 more pages, I want it to look like a chunky book. I remember when Kingdom of Ash came out, and it wasn't that much bigger than whatever the book before that was, Tower of Dawn or Empire of Storms, but it was like 900 pages. I want it to look 900 pages. Stop giving me those Bible thin pages. One, because I tend to be an aggressive page turner, so it will rip. And sometimes you can see the print through the other side. No, don't do that. And if I'm reading a 900 page book, I want it to look like a 900 page book, not like it's 500. It's a setup and I don't like it. People that normally read 1 million books complaining they only read like 20 in a month. I can see how that's like. You're like, only? Okay. It's like, I get it compared to their normal, but like, hush. We get it. Ooh, no labels of series numbers. Yes. Oh my God. It is so, look at this. Perfect example. Why can't every series have a number on the spine? Instead, when I've gone to bookstores and then I pick up the book and I'm like, wait, is this the first or the second in the series? And then I might not get service in the store, so I can't go look it up on Goodreads and see which is the first book. That's how I bought like the freaking 3rd and 4th book in the freaking Witcher series, because they'll say 1 even though there's like a 0.5 or whatever. But every book series should have numbers along the spine. Like, ooh, I didn't even realize this. Jade City has it too. It's so simple. Just give us a number. That's all we're asking. Like, I understand maybe if it originally wasn't supposed to be a series, kind of weird, but still, if it's a planned trilogy, quartet, whatever, I want numbers. If not on the spine, at least I think on like the, I'm trying to think of what book it is. Wheel of Time, it at least on the cover says like book 1 of the Wheel of Time, book 2 on the Wheel of Time. At least like that. Please help us out. I wish more people would do spoiler reviews. I get why they don't, but sometimes I want thoughts. So it's a never ending struggle, because like, you're like, I'm not good at non-spoilers because to talk about my true feelings beyond very vague things, I need to tell you what happened in a book. So I often do that, like I'll type in like spoiler review, and sometimes you can find them on Goodreads, like the nice, really long, detailed ones that are hidden by the spoiler. But sometimes I'm like, okay, you gave me all these beautiful words and yet I still don't know what happened in the book. Or sometimes I'm like, I don't want to finish the book, so I want you to tell me what happened. So yes, more spoiler reviews. You heard it from me. I don't know what that means, but if you've needed a sign to make more spoiler-filled reviews, this is it. Pop culture references in books, especially Harry Potter ones, I do not like pop culture references that often. And I don't read a lot of like contemporary non-fantasy things. It's usually romance. So if there's a mention of like Twitter or whatever, like that makes sense because that's a part of everyday life. But like some books are like every other line has to be a reference, and it just seems really, I don't know, like obvious and like overdone. And then it's just like, if you read that in a couple of years, it's gonna be so weird and it's gonna date itself. So I also don't like those, and I know a lot of people. Of course, Harry Potter has always been a popular reference, and of course now you don't want that in your book, but just in general. And that's the reason I don't read a lot of like, I find that especially like young adult contemporary books do that a lot. Not for me. When people get sponsored by book boxes but never read the books. Alright. People who act like they're above people who post rant reviews. Again. People who think they need to keep their books in store quality shape like you bought it. I mean, it depends on the book for me. Especially nonfiction, I really don't care. I've tried to buy more of my nonfiction used because I'm gonna write in it and I'm gonna bend it and all these things. Some of them I haven't been able to find used, but I do try to keep my books in nicer shape. But some have, I mean, sometimes I just gotta crack the spine. Sometimes I crack the spine. I have dog-eared pages here and there. Sometimes I've been eaten and there's some stains on the books. I'm so sorry. But, yeah, I know a lot of people try to keep their books at least in decent quality because they buy a lot of books, but they also unhaul a lot of books to like used bookstores and stuff. So you keep them in better quality, you'll get more money back. So I get that, but like, it's hard. That's why when I buy like a book I love a floppy paperback, and then there's a special edition, then I get those. And now special editions I don't read. Like the Jade City, those are not meant to be read. Those are art. Those are decorative pieces. Like these UK covers of the David Bond trilogy are art. I don't read those. I read the US ones, but I mean, everyone has their own thing. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna, some of my corners are bent. I've ripped a page or 2 or 5 because I'm an aggressive page turner. Like I said, I eat while I read. So there might be a little, you know, a little hot sauce, a little spaghetti sauce on there. Oops. Collecting 6 different covers of the same book they haven't even read yet. I used to do that. Trash Box 20 Jessica. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. Now, if it's a book I love, I may buy multiple covers. And by may, I mean I will. But I don't do that part anymore, so I don't have that kind of money. Sprayed edges? Who doesn't love? I thought we universally loved sprayed edges. Oh my god! You don't love sprayed edges? I'm just like, but it's so much better than plain edges. Like, sprayed edges are, dare I say, God tier? I said it. Like, who doesn't love sprayed edges? I mean, why wouldn't you? Oh my god. Wow. Okay, I mean, fair, I guess. Oh my god. Excessively long chapters. I don't understand how it has not become common knowledge that we like short chapters. I don't know anyone who loves long chapters. I'm sure somebody on this video is gonna be like, it's me, I love long chapters. That's great for you. But I'm just like, if you can put that little squiggly thing, or here's an end of a scene in the chapter. I am I'm more often to read more in like one sitting or in a day if the chapters are shorter, because I'm like, ooh, turn the page, ooh. But if I get halfway and I'm like, oh my God, there's still 15 pages left in this chapter, and I know I could just put a bookmark there and pause. I don't want to. I want the chapter to end, damn it. They put, looking at you, Robert Jordan. Did Robin Hobb do this too? Let me look. I feel like her chapters are long. Let's take a gander. I remember looking at, or when I'm on Kindle and I always have like minutes left in chapter, and it's like 35 minutes for one chapter. Get out of town. It's absolute, oh my God, yeah. Robin. Yeah, 30-page chapter, absolutely not. Short chapters, please. Thank you. There's so many here. I haven't said all of them, but I think I'll do a few more for this video, so this video isn't super long. Let's see. Booktubers who only hold up the book for a few seconds or shake it so you can't see. I do like when people just put in the image, and I tend to do that. I'm pretty bad at it. I think if I'm doing like a book haul, I can tend to be like, because I just move my hands all the time, so now I'm gonna be conscious of trying to be like, this is the book. But yeah, and I often myself just do it because I'm too lazy to go get the books off the shelf. Even if I own them, just insert the little image, because yeah, unless you have all of the books listed in your description, that would be a pet peeve of mine. If you have like a book haul or a book recommendation and you don't list the books in the description, it doesn't have to be an affiliate link, just list them out. Because if I'm watching the video, I don't like want to stop, because I usually watch a lot of YouTube on my phone. So I don't want to stop the video, then go to Goodreads. I just want you to have the list in your description. I will watch the video and then go down to the list and be like, yes, I remember that one word of the title. Here's the entire title. Now I can go request it from my library. That is a pet peeve of mine. But yeah, not holding up the book long enough or moving it all around, it's not fair. Especially if you're not going to list them in the description. People who act pretentious because they only read classics or nonfiction. Yeah, like chill out. We're all reading. It's amazing. This one I felt personally attacked when people update Goodreads every time they read 20 pages. So it's not like 20 pages though, but I do love update. I'm like, wow, I just read another 5%, and I go update. I'm so sorry. I don't do that for like every book, but I do that. You don't want to follow me on Goodreads then? I'm so sorry for you. Let's see. People who are overly effusive about every title. Can I trust you if everything is A+? And some people have argued, for people who always give everything like 4 or 5 stars, that they just know their reading taste. And sure, I guess. But I guess that would be true if you know your reading taste and then you rarely branch out. But I like to give things a try. Or, you know, maybe a genre I haven't read in a while, or a new author or something. I don't know. I know people like to feel a different way on that, but yeah, if everything is like 5 stars, 4 stars, I'm like, can I trust you though? Me personally, I can't trust you, but somebody else might. That's totally fine. Oh my God, there's so many more, but my camera is dying. So let me know if you want a part 2, comment below. But this was just a super fun video because people have so many opinions, and I love finding out opinions like these because I have a lot of them. I know we share a lot of the common thoughts here in the book community, but I hope you've enjoyed this video. It was just for fun. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, check out the description. Lots of information on how to support the channel. Find me anywhere on the internet, but thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed, hydrated, moisturized, and sunscreened, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.